Very much, Dash, and an amazing game indeed. I don't think we can say it enough out of that. All the games today, very competitive.
I really just have to say, even in defeat, I think Curse made some really positive strides. So much of their previous games have been capitalizing on teams' mistakes. They were actually trying to make a lot of big moves, even if they didn't work out with victory. The fact that they showed the initiative, made the initiations, and had Cloud9 on the ropes is a good testament to their future.
And we saw a lot of players bringing out some news today. Not new for Bjergsen, but he brought Xerath out again. That was Hai's first Rise that he brought out, so he was playing quite strong on that. We saw LMQ kind of return to a few things, and the Gragas working again for them with the Lee Sin. A lot of things that are coming to fruition for these teams that are seeing that they work, but then again, you're giving the other teams an idea of how to stop it, so it's only going to get more competitive. We saw that this week in Week 9. So let's pull up the standings to see how the table is set. In first, it is LMQ with 15 wins.
And 2 games ahead of the pack, but tied for second is Cloud9, CLG, and TSM.
That's
One game back is Dignitas in 5th with Curse in 6th.
Always got to be a tie this season. Complexity sits in 7th place. They're going to be followed by Evil Geniuses in last. And there were a ton of LCS big plays this week, but let's break down who were the OP players. Up first, it's Ackerman in the top lane, who showed just how dangerous the Fat Man can be. His Gragas helped secure LMQ's hold on first place.
And in the jungle, another player from the same team, it's No Name. He consistently gets his team off to an early lead, and his Baron steal out LMQ to take control of the game against CLG. He's also their primary shot caller.
And in the mid lane, it's going to be Voyboy. He surprised a lot of people with his Tristana pick, and not least of which were the Dignitas players. Then today, he turned in a valiant effort as Yasuo against Cloud9.
10 kills and 17 assists in that game. OP at 80 carry, it is sneaky. His Kog'Maw was responsible for their incredibly close win just now over Curse to make it 2-0 on the week.
And finally, on support, it's more from LMQ. You can depend on him to secure early kills for Vasily, and it brings a lot of lane pressure. But one player who stood out this week above the rest is going to be LMQ's Ackerman.
Yeah, he kind of proved himself to be the master of Gragas in North America. That kill was a shocker for everyone, and then he was the last man standing to close out that game. I mean, he builds Gragas differently each game. He also used the champ to match effectiveness, and honestly, he also helped them take sole possession of first place this week, which is the biggest thing of all. It's been Xiao again and again for LMQ. It's Ackerman's turn to step up a bit.
They've secured their playoff spot, and no problem to him, kind of showing that the big man can still be an assassin of some types if he really gets going. So the LCS will be back next week, starting off with a popping hot serving of the LCS preview show on Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 5:30 Central European Summertime.
Make sure to catch that. Then the European LCS kicks off with Roccat versus Gambit, followed by Millennium taking on the Copenhagen Wolves.
And then the North American LCS returns on Saturday, starting with LMQ versus Complexity, and after that TSM will battle it out with Evil Geniuses, followed by Cloud9 versus Dignitas. For a full rundown of the schedule, head over to lolesports.com. And as we throw it over to Freak and Zyrene for the North American Challenger Series, let's take a quick look back at